Mommy, mommy. Nick was in the middle of wiping Jaden's body down when the boy murmured in his sleep. It was the middle of the night and the room was quiet except for the rhythmic beeping of the monitors. Nick's hand froze mid-motion. He looked up and saw a single tear trailing down from the corner of Jaden's closed eyes. Don't leave me. I'm sorry. I don't want to leave. Please, come back, mommy. Jaden's hand reached out, clutching Nick's tightly. His small voice, fragile and heartbroken, continued. Mom, where are you? You don't want me anymore. I'm sorry, Mom. I'll be good. His voice cracked as he began to sob in his sleep. Soft, pitiful whimpers that stabbed Nick right in the heart. Nick scooped him up into his arms, holding him gently, his voice low and warm. It's okay, son. Your mom will come back for you. I promise. Jaden's body relaxed as if he heard him. His breathing steadied and he fell back into a deep, dreamless sleep. But that wasn't the end of it. Night after night, Jaden would cry for his mother in his sleep, calling out for Aurea, tears soaking his pillow. And still, he wouldn't wake up. At first, Nick tried to be patient, thinking Jaden just needed more time to rest. But as the days dragged on with no improvement, worry began to gnaw at him. He eventually called for the doctor and insisted on a full medical checkup. When the results came in, the doctor pulled Nick aside and spoke hesitantly. Physically, there's nothing wrong with your son. There's no major concern in terms of health. However, the reason he hasn't regained consciousness appears to be psychological. It's as if he's refusing to wake up, like there's something in reality he doesn't want to face. The doctor looked at him seriously. Has he shown unusual behavior? Nick frowned, thinking back on the past few nights. He told the doctor about Jaden crying out for his mother every night, begging her not to leave. The doctor pushed his glasses up the bridge of his nose and nodded grimly. That would explain it. Your son may be subconsciously avoiding waking up because he's afraid his mother won't be there when he opens his eyes. Nick had already suspected as much. Despite all his tantrums and shouting, Jaden loved Aurea. Nick could see it, even if Jaden himself couldn't. He depended on her, needed her. Honestly, Nick couldn't blame him. Even he had come to rely on Aurea far more than he'd ever admitted. Somewhere along the way, he'd started to develop feelings for her. Deep, undeniable feelings that scared him. Feelings he refused to acknowledge because in his heart, he believed he still loved Gianna. To fall for another woman felt like betrayal. But love didn't follow logic. Over the last 5 years, those feelings for Aurea had only grown. It explained why he felt nothing for Valentina, even though she looked so much like Gianna. Every time she touched him, he felt nothing but revulsion. But with Aurea, he welcomed her touch, craved it. The doctor offered a suggestion. Maybe it's time to bring Aurea back. She may be the key to waking Jaden up. Nick hesitated. Since the day she left, he hadn't heard from her. She disappeared from his life completely. No texts, no calls, not even a single update on social media. It was like she had vanished into thin air. He had already tried reaching out more than once, something completely out of character for him. The Nick Ambrose people knew would never lower himself like that for anyone. If word got out that he was chasing after a woman, he'd become a laughingstock. The doctor must have noticed his reluctance, because he sighed and added gently, I don't know what happened between you and his mother, but I do know that your son's life is at stake. Please don't let your pride cost a child his chance to live. Nick turned his gaze to Jaden, staring at the boy's face, so much like his own. The same furrowed brow, the same shape of the eyes. He felt his resolve begin to crumble. In the end, after a long moment of silence, he pulled out his phone and dialed Aria's number. Aria's POV. I had just boarded the bus to the next city for a short getaway when my phone rang. I was juggling my backpack in a travel bag, so without even checking the caller ID, I hit answer. Aurea, I don't care where you are. Come home, now. Nick's voice barked from the other end of the line, all command, no greeting. My brows furrowed and my vacation mood shattered in an instant. I replied coolly, voice void of emotion. I already told you, I'm not coming back. Don't call me again. I was about to hang up when he cut in. It's not me who wants you back. It's Jaden. He's been unconscious for days and the doctors believe you might be the only one who can wake him up. I'm not a doctor, Nick. I can't magically fix his coma. I said, rolling my eyes. If you've got time to bother me, maybe you should use it to find a better doctor instead. There was a pause on the other end. Then Nick said, don't you want to know why Jaden collapsed? You raised him for years. Doesn't any part of you care? Once upon a time, it would have. I would have rushed to the hospital without hesitation. But now I felt absolutely nothing for that father and son. Their lives didn't concern me anymore. Asking would have just been a waste of breath. Apparently, Nick wasn't used to this version of me. He sounded frustrated. Jaden didn't want you to leave, Aurea. And now you won't even check on him after he got ill. What kind of mother does that? I let out a short, humorless laugh. A mother? I scoffed. 5 years of marriage and Jaden has never once called me that. Not even once. All I ever heard was murderer or bitch, and you just stood there, letting it happen. And now you expect me to act like his mother all of a sudden? That's Yes, rich, Nick, real rich. He fell silent, clearly at a loss. After a moment, he sighed and tried again, this time softer. I know we were wrong. Both Jaden and I'm sorry. But he needs you, Aurea, please, come back. And there it was again, Nick's ego. He was always so proud, so unwilling to bend. Even now, saying Jaden needed me, but still talking to me like he was giving orders. Not once had he asked what I was doing, if I could come back, or if I needed help getting there. No offer to come get me. Just that same arrogant tone, like I should drop everything and obey. Same old Nick, always used to giving commands, never listening. The bus engine rumbled to life and I was done listening. I ended the call without another word. He tried calling again. I hit decline. Then I blocked his number. Not even a second later, a DM popped up on my screen. Nick, you blocked me. Don't push your luck, Aurea. I'm giving you 24 hours to get back to the city. Nick, Jaden might not be your biological son, but he's still a Fusco. The Fusco family saved you once, didn't they? Or have you forgotten that and now you're just gonna stand by and let your benefactor's own child suffer? I frowned at the screen, fingers hovering over the keyboard for a moment before I typed out a cold, simple reply. Aurea, yes, the Fusco family did save me, but I've already paid that debt, in full. I married you for 5 years. And with that, I deleted the conversation, blocked his account and shut off my phone entirely. I tucked it deep into my coat pocket and leaned back in my bus seat, finally letting myself relax as the engine rumbled to life and the scenery outside started to roll past. I was done. Done being guilt-tripped. Done being dragged back into the chaos I worked so hard to escape. Nick's POV. On the other side of the city, Nick stood frozen with the phone in his hand, his jaw tight and his face flushed with frustration. Her message hit him harder than he wanted to admit, and the more he reread it, the more something about it didn't sit right. But I've already paid that debt, in full. I married you for 5 years. Those words echoed in his head, souring in his gut. He suddenly turned on his heel and stormed out of the house. His first stop, the Fusco estate. When he arrived, the grand front door was already ajar. He stepped inside just as Mrs. Fusco was gathering her purse, clearly about to head out. She looked up in mild surprise when she saw him standing there, still in a tense, rumpled state. Nick, she said, puzzled. What are you doing here? He didn't bother with small talk. Mom, Aurea said she only married me to repay a favor. What the hell is she talking about? Mrs. Fusco paused, then slowly walked over to the tea table and pulled open one of the drawers. She took out a thin file and handed it to him.